Imagine a small nation, once reliant on steel and agriculture, transforming into a financial powerhouse. That's the story of Luxembourg, a tale of grit, strategy, and an uncanny knack for seizing opportunity. Picture a time when the landscape of this tiny country was dotted with steel mills and farms, a time when the clanging of metal and the earthy scent of tilled soil were synonymous with the nation's heartbeat. In the years preceding World War II, Luxembourg was largely dependent on its steel industry and agricultural sector. Its economy was a world away from the financial juggernaut it is today. The steel mills churned day and night, shaping the destiny of the nation, while its fertile lands yielded bountiful crops, feeding its population and fueling its modest economy. But the devastating impact of the war forced Luxembourg to reconsider its economic strategy. The nation understood the need for diversification, for not placing all its eggs in one or even two baskets. And so, in the aftermath of the war, Luxembourg sought to redefine its identity, turning its gaze towards the financial sector. The government established favorable financial regulations, creating a business-friendly environment that proved irresistible to corporations around the globe. It was a calculated gamble, a bold move to shed its industrial past and embrace a future defined by finance and investment. A few forward-thinking companies were quick to recognize the potential of this nascent tax haven. They became the early adopters, setting up shop in Luxembourg and reaping the benefits of its favorable tax laws. Among them were prominent names like DuPont and Goodyear, corporations that recognized the value of Luxembourg's ambitious economic pivot and chose to be part of its exciting journey. And so, from this humble beginning, Luxembourg set the stage for its financial revolution. A nation that once hummed with the noise of steel mills and tractors now buzzed with the sound of ringing telephones and clicking keyboards. This was the start of something big, the birth of a financial empire, all from a tiny nation with a giant secret. But how did Luxembourg do it? One word: tax haven. Now, what does tax haven mean? Picture a tropical island where corporations and wealthy individuals flock to enjoy the sun, the sand, and a significantly reduced tax bill. Replace the tropical island with a grand duchy nestled in the heart of Europe, and voila, you have Luxembourg. But what makes Luxembourg such an attractive destination for those seeking to lighten their tax load? This small country offers low, or in some cases virtually non-existent, corporate taxes. Add to that a healthy dose of secrecy and the opportunity for complex corporate structuring, and you have a recipe for a corporate paradise. However, the true scale of these arrangements remained largely under wraps until the Luxembourg leaks scandal. This was a massive data leak that revealed how hundreds of the world's largest corporations had secret deals with Luxembourg, allowing them to save billions in taxes. The scandal shone a spotlight on the intricate web of financial arrangements that had been woven in the heart of Europe. But here's the kicker: what Luxembourg is doing isn't necessarily illegal. The country has become a master at exploiting the loopholes in international tax law. It's a bit like a game of chess, where Luxembourg is always thinking several moves ahead to ensure it stays within the law while offering the sweetest deals around. This ability to navigate the grey areas of tax law has helped Luxembourg transform itself into a major financial hub. It's a place where big corporations can significantly reduce their tax bill, all while remaining on the right side of the law. So, in essence, Luxembourg has taken the concept of a tax haven and refined it to an art form. By offering these so-called sweetheart deals, it has attracted a host of global corporations and wealthy individuals, helping to build a financial empire from its humble beginnings. Through these sweetheart deals, Luxembourg emerged as a global financial hub. Luxembourg's empire didn't just stop at banking. No, indeed. It reached far and wide, snaking its tendrils into the most unexpected corners of the global economy. Take film studios, for instance. Luxembourg's tax incentives have made it a desirable location for production companies, with many choosing to set up shop in this small but mighty nation. Blockbusters and indie films alike have taken advantage of the tax benefits, allowing Luxembourg to carve out a niche in the movie industry. And it doesn't end there. Tech giants too have found a haven in Luxembourg. The allure of low taxes and complex corporate structuring have proven irresistible to some of the world's largest technology companies. These big players, in turn, have brought with them an influx of high-paying jobs, creating a luxurious economy within the nation. But who exactly is reaping the benefits of this wealth? Well, it's not just the corporations. High-paid financiers, lawyers, and accountants have flocked to Luxembourg, drawn by the promise of lucrative careers. These professionals have created their own microcosm of luxury within Luxembourg, a bubble of prosperity fueled by the nation's financial power. Yet, we must ask ourselves, what about the Luxembourgers themselves? Are the locals benefiting from this influx of wealth? Or is there a wealth gap fueled by this system? The answer is complex. On one hand, Luxembourg boasts one of the highest GDP per capita in the world. On the other hand, the cost of living is also extremely high, and not everyone can afford to ride the wave of prosperity. In many ways, Luxembourg is a paradox. It's a tiny nation with a massive financial footprint. It's a country that has leveraged its size and strategic positioning to become a global financial powerhouse. Yet the distribution of wealth within the nation is far from equitable. So we come back to our initial question. Has Luxembourg built an empire? Or has it created a system that disproportionately benefits the few at the expense of the many? The empire expanded, but at what cost? But every empire has its cracks, and Luxembourg's is no exception. In recent years, the pressure has been mounting on Luxembourg. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, has been steadily implementing initiatives aimed at cracking down on tax havens. These initiatives are designed to promote transparency and exchange of information for tax purposes. And Luxembourg, known for its secretive banking laws, is feeling the heat. Moreover, the European Union, a body Luxembourg is a part of, is also getting tougher. The EU is pushing for more stringent tax laws and greater transparency among its member states. It's worth noting that these actions are not solely focused on Luxembourg, but it certainly is a country that stands to lose a lot if these measures are fully implemented. But it's not just regulatory bodies that are causing concern for Luxembourg. The court of public opinion is also starting to turn. Companies are beginning to realize that being linked to tax havens can hurt their brand. Consumers today are more informed and more critical. They're asking tough questions about where companies are making their profits and how they're paying taxes. As the saying goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity. But in this case, the publicity surrounding tax havens is starting to look decidedly bad. Companies are becoming more concerned about their reputations, and some are starting to reconsider their ties with Luxembourg. And let's not forget about competition. The world is full of small nations looking to make a name for themselves. Could one of them offer even sweeter deals and usurp Luxembourg's position as a top tax haven? It's a possibility that can't be ignored. But every empire has its cracks, and Luxembourg's is no exception. The pressure from international bodies, the negative publicity, the potential rise of competitors, all these factors are creating cracks in Luxembourg's financial empire. And these cracks are starting to show, begging the question, what's next for Luxembourg? In the face of these challenges, is there a future for Luxembourg's financial empire? This question holds more weight than it might initially seem. Luxembourg has built its empire on a delicate balance of financial regulations and corporate alliances. But with global pressure mounting, it's becoming clear that this tiny nation may need to pivot if it wants to maintain its position in the global economy. One possibility is a move towards fintech innovation. The world is increasingly becoming digital, and finance is no exception. With the right incentives and infrastructure, Luxembourg could become a hub for fintech startups and established companies looking to innovate. This could provide a new stream of revenue and job opportunities, all while moving away from the controversial tax haven status. However, this transition won't be easy. It will require substantial investments in technology and education, as well as a shift in the country's regulatory environment. But if successful, it could provide a sustainable and legitimate economic engine for the future. But this brings us to a larger question. Should tiny nations wield this much power in the global economy? It's a complex issue with no clear answer. On one hand, small nations like Luxembourg have used their financial prowess to punch above their weight on the global stage, providing opportunities for their citizens and businesses. On the other hand, these same policies have been criticized for perpetuating inequality and enabling corporate tax evasion. These are not easy questions to grapple with, and they force us to challenge our assumptions about power, fairness, and the role of nations in the global economy. As we ponder Luxembourg's future, we must also think critically about big corporations and where their profits really go. After all, the story of Luxembourg is not just about a tiny nation, but about the global financial system itself. It's a story that continues to unfold, and one that will undoubtedly shape the economic landscape for years to come.